Swiftu, you are an interesting specimen. Can I just say that? Whoa, that was loud. Okay, we're gonna turn that down just a smidge. Just just a little. Bum. Give me 1 second. I gotta do a lot of things. Today we're placing some glass. It's gonna be a shorter stream today because I've been busy, dreadfully busy. I have been working on the next stuff for King SMP, and it's looking kind of sick, I gotta say. It's not at all what I planned for it to look like. It is not at all what I planned for it to look like, but it looked pretty cool, I thought. So I'm excited for that. All right, we are upside down. Can I fix that? Because it's a little loud. It's a little loud. That would be name tag. Okay. We're just gonna edit sub action. I'm gonna turn that down to like 35%. And then we're gonna turn the other one down again, because it's a little loud. Turn that down to like 56. Okay, let's try that. There we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's good to see you all. I hope you're doing well. Swiftu, congrats on grabbing the first redeem. That is the 59th time total that you've gotten the first redeem. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. Thank you for submitting your taxes as well. Coral, Nafan, welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. Appreciate it. I have been name tagged Grum by Swiftu. Yes. It's me. It's me, guys. How's it going? It's me, but upside down. It lasts, I think, 2 minutes. So we've got a little bit of time. You know, we gotta let the blood flow to my head at some point in time, right? Mute tab. I need to submit my taxes, so like, just give me a second. A really quick second. Boop. 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 Okay. Bop. Bop. Alright. Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's good to see you. Gonna catch you guys up to speed on what we're doing today. If you missed it, we kind of declared the big dig done. For the most part, I may chop off a couple of extra layers if I have some extra time, because I would like a little extra headroom. But ultimately, we don't need the extra headroom right now. And I really want to focus mostly on the glass. And there's a lot of it to go around. If you guys haven't seen it yet, this is the Mega Dome. This is how much we have to still place. It's a lot. It is. But I think we can do it relatively quickly. I mean, we're only missing 20,000 right now. We placed 2,000 last stream, and we only placed it in the last 30 minutes. That's not bad. That's not bad. Guys, look, King is Australian. I'm another one of the Aussies on the server, guys. Finally. Finally, I've been adopted by somebody on the server. Hello, Pedro. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. So there's more of them. There is a random chance. It's currently 50-50 that it picks Dinnerbone or Grum. If it picks one of those, then, you know, I turn upside down. There is a third option on the way eventually. And yes, it will be Jeb underscore. There may be some other ones that I add over time as we have more inside jokes, maybe. I can think of a few that I would like to kind of mess around with, but I'm gonna have to get permissions from people to do them, because it would be fun, I think, anyway, to do. But I do want the proper permissions in place before I just like outright go, oh yes, this is definitely something I'm gonna do. Alright, we're just gonna get right into the glass placing today, if I can. There we go. All but low. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. There we go. So yeah, we're just gonna build today mostly. We may do a little bit of other things. I don't know. big focus though is build. If I feel like it, I may start digging a little bit because we do have the beacon over here, so it's not like we need to it's not like we need to dig or anything. But I feel like it was a waste for us to move the beacon over and then not use it very much, you know? Hello, Scrap. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be upside down the entire stream, aren't I? So it is a 50-50 chance, I promise you. It picks a random number between 1 and 2 right now. Or I think it's actually 0 and 1. And whatever number it picks is, you know, equal to one of the options. It just happens to be that Grum is like very, very common. I don't know why, but every time in my testing, just about, it would almost always pick that. Now, I did get it to pick Dinnerbone a few times, so I do know it works. It's just very finicky. Good luck. Good luck. Hello, Ava. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Could probably keep you down upside down the entire stream. I mean, considering today's supposed to be a shorter stream anyway, more than likely, yeah, there's a very good chance that you could keep me upside down for a while. I don't know at what point I'm going to call it. I just know I will have to call it early tonight. Like I said, I've been working hard on some stuff in the background. One of those things being the next set of King SMP merch. It's kind of looking cool. It's very, very streetwear. Stuff that I'm used to from... I'm gonna just date it there. It's probably like early 2000s, 2010s kind of streetwear. I think people would wear it still today. It looks pretty sick in my opinion. So I'm excited about it. I had to actually break out my drawing tablet for it. So, you know, it's serious when I have to actually draw. Like, draw. And it wasn't just with my mouse this time. But it's looking pretty sick, I think. After that's all done, I'm going to start working on the Season 3 stuff. Season 3 will come out, then I can take a break from all that kind of things. Work more on Omnia, do more stream stuff, because I like doing things like this. You guys... I'm assuming probably will like this kind of stuff too. More of these channel point things, more of the, more ways to interact with the stream. I'm all about that. And so, I really want to keep finding ways to make engagement better and such. So, that's just one way I found was with the Dinnerbone Grum thing. I don't think I've seen anyone else do that either. So I might be a first there. I don't know. See you later, Pedro. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. I'm sad because it locked me out of my Minecraft account. I'm sorry, dude. That sucks. I hate that for you. If you're on Java, especially, then it's like doesn't it lock you out of, like, playing even on your single-player worlds? You can only play, the demo or something like that. If that's the case, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I hope you're able to get back into it soon. Yeah, Dinnerbone. Dinnerbone is great. I'm saving, but after that, I'm all in. Oh, there's a lot of great things here. I know a lot of people have been asking for sound redeems to come back. I gotta think about it, but there may be a chance of that happening at some point. More than likely, what it'll be is there'll be a couple that have proper sounds with them, so that you can choose, but then there will also be some that are like jump scares, okay? So it'll be you know, a randomized jump scare sound. Maybe that's a creeper exploding, ghast scream, Enderman scream. You know, those kind of things that just catch you off guard anyway. I may do that. I don't know. I don't want to clog up the redeems with a bunch of sounds. I want there to be like a good variety, a good mixed bag that you can kind of just look through and instantly see what you want. So I'm trying not to add too many things at once, and I'm trying not to add just too many things in general as well. That's why Jeb will be thrown in with the name tag thing. It's just a random chance. You'll randomly get the Jeb tag, which will be, I guess, a 1 in 3 chance unless I decide to up it. I don't know. We'll see. I could do whatever I want. Bump. Up. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and read up here on chat so I can see what you guys are saying. I'm saying, but after that, I'm all in. Been thinking about making an online newspaper, like full-on New York Times paper. It sounds funny. You know, I'm curious, like, when you say that, like, do you, what are you covering exactly? Like, are you just covering anything and everything in general, like a full-on actual news source? Or are you covering, like, specifically online events? I'm interested. I think that could be pretty cool. Ooh. Let's see. Sound redeems are so funny if you time them right and stuff. It could be so funny. Maybe you can like play with the idea by just adding a random sound. Like have a few sounds picked in categories, and when you redeem it, it picks one and plays it. Be one redeems to not too clogging. Yeah, that's the big one. Having it would just randomize and pick one. I wouldn't mind having a couple of those like it, or just applying more sounds to each redeem. For example, I think Kit has her hydrate redeem tied to a sound. She never hears it, but it does exist. It does. So doing stuff like that, maybe even. Just kind of give it a little bit more. In game dev, we call that game juice. I don't know what it's called in everything else, but it's like immersion basically. It makes the person that redeemed it feel like they actually did something beyond just having me drink water. Like, it plays a sound, it pops something up on screen. It's an interactive element, you know? That's what I want all the redeems to feel like. It's like a game, almost. That's really what channel points are. So the more feedback that you give the person that is using those channel points, the better experience it is. My monitor just turned off. Okay. Yeah, I was fully thinking just anything, no topic, no limits, just everything, and half of it is gaslighting people into thinking they're made it that half, and half of it is gaslighting people into thinking they made it by me asking them to interview them or ask for comments or article. That's awful, but I love that. That is great. I love that, Swiftu. That's funny. Hello, Quillo. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. My day's going pretty good. I'm chilling. We're hanging in there. We're just building a little bit today. Gonna be a shorter stream. But, I'm having a good day. That's for sure. I got to spend a lot of time with my art pad. I think this is probably the most time I've spent with it ever, in all honesty. I spent about 3.5 hours just drawing today. I hadn't used it since I gotten it, really. And that would have been back in December of last year. My sister bought it for me for Christmas, and I felt so bad because I hadn't been using it. But I finally had, like, a prime use case for it this time, and I was like, oh yeah. We're doing things. It's a lot of fun, though. I love drawing. I've not been able to draw in forever. So it's been really fun doing that today. I put a heavy focus on it today. I've been trying to get a lot of goals knocked out quickly this month because last month I just absolutely failed on several goals. So I'm trying to get as many things cleared off as possible so that when December comes around, you know, I'm not scrambling to finish everything. Because I'm like, oh no, the end of the year came like it always does, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I'm so tired of that same old routine of being surprised when the new year comes. You know, it always happens, same time of year, every 365 days. Your New Year's goals come around, and you're like, did I complete my goal? Probably not, but you know, if you actually remember that the new year does come around like it will every single year, it's not a surprise, then, you know, it's not so bad. Silence, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. You're being a Tamagotchi. Exactly, Snacks. Also, good night. Thanks for popping in really quick. It was good seeing you. Go get some sleep. Go get some sleep. That's why I don't set New Year's goals. You can't be disappointed if you never shoot for anything, you know? I respect it. I respect it. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm really excited by my New Year's goals, for 2025, but 2026 is gonna be crazy because I've actually started to get things off my plate. So, come around, you know, 2026, I'm actually going to be able to set goals that are not just about moving the needle, but rather about just having fun, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, the goals I have now are fun, but I don't particularly want to make 160 more thumbnails. That's not my idea of fun. I do like making thumbnails. I think they are fun to make, but not when you have 160 of them to make and you can't just do whatever you want with them because you are on a timeline. That is one of the issues that I have, is all these deadlines for some of these goals do make it a little less enjoyable. Just a little bit. It's not too bad. I set predictions for the year instead. That's fair. That is fair. Oh. You like... There we go. There's only 90 days left in the year. That's wild. Like right now, as of right now, there's 90 days left. Actually insane if that's the case. I know it's getting close to that because I've been doing some number crunching in my head for some things. You know, I told you guys back in, like, April that I wanted to have, like, a really early demo ready for Omnia by the end of the year. And when I was doing the number crunching on it, I was like, there's no way this actually happens. So, just so you know, I lied to you guys. That's not happening at the end of this year. Maybe the end of next year, okay? That's, as much as I can say. And it's not really me saying much, because, it's not a promise. It's actually a threat. What comes first? Omnia demo or GTA 6? I would love to try to rush out a demo before Omnius or before GTA 6 comes out. But there is just like no shot. GTA 6 is set for May, right? I think. So, I mean, there is a chance, okay? If I actually get the branding done in a reasonable time manner and I finish up all the King SMP stuff by December like I plan to, there is a chance that I can possibly, and it's a very, very strong possibly, beat them on that. But it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a rough demo. Like, we're not talking like, oh yeah, I've got an hour of gameplay here for you guys to mess around with. It's more like, here's the rough concept so that you guys could see it, and if you were investors, you would be able to invest. But I'm not a publicly trading company, and I'm not really able to provide a return on investment promise for anybody. So, you know, you can't really buy into Omnia. So, like, if people wanted to throw money at me for the project, fine. I guess I could make a Kickstarter, technically, I guess. But I'd have to really polish my demo in order for me to justify that. It's gonna get delayed. Like, it would be so funny to... it would be such a funny joke to delay GTA 6 on April 1st. That would be funny. And it wouldn't even surprise me. I know a lot of people are, like, really mad that GTA 6 keeps getting delayed. But in all honesty, it's probably for the best. You know, it's... At the end of the day, it's a game, and if you want it to release in a good state, you gotta have it in a good state when it releases. You know, that goes without saying. I feel like it should anyway, but people don't really understand game development. And I'm not saying, like, I understand the full extent of it either. I just know I have played games before, and I have also made games, sort of. I guess I have made a full game before. It's just not like, you know, the AAA titles that you all play or anything like that. But pushing out updates while you're trying to get DLCs out, while you're trying to make the most anticipated game of all time, I can imagine there's a lot of pressure there to perform, and they need to make sure it doesn't release in a buggy mess, and that people feel like they didn't get ripped off when the game comes out. Which is, it's hard. It's a really hard thing to be able to do. But, you know, I have a little bit of faith in them. I probably won't play the game myself. I have GTA 5 and I don't really play it. I don't enjoy it. I like aspects of it, but I felt like it was very clunky. I don't like... I feel like... It just feels clunky. That's the only thing I can explain about it. The controls don't feel good to play with. Now maybe GTA 6 will address that issue. I don't know. I don't particularly care enough. It's just, it's not my style of game, in all honesty. I'd rather just keep working on my own stuff for now. Bum, bum. For April 1st next year, announced like a few weeks before April 1st that King SMP Season 4 comes out on April 1st, and you joke about the date, but make some excuse about scheduling that it just had to land on this day. And when it gets to April 1st, King SMP Season 4 is just like terrible, like the spawn is like purposefully bad, the server is actually just hosted on Eternus, and you purposely DDoS your own server twice. That would be really funny. That would be really funny. I don't know. I'm already thinking of some April Fool's Day things. I can't say anything about them obviously because I want to keep that stuff secretive for now. But just know there are plans in the works, possibly. Oh. I'm not falling for any April Fool's jokes next year. I didn't even do one this year. I mean, I did the time travel thing. But that wasn't like... That wasn't meant to fool anyone. It was just a joke. Like... You know, the actual fooling... I can't top when I actually tried to fool you guys. Like, that actually worked way too well. I'm not allowed to try to top that. The only other things that could go beyond it are just, like, off the table. So... I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to, like, say... that I will ever do an April Fool's Day joke quite as well as that one. Because the worst part was, like, I don't know why everybody fell for it. For context, guys, that was... I told everybody I was quitting, and I made a whole video. Like, it was 20 minutes of me talking. And it was just me riffing the entire, MatPat, goodbye internet video. Like, that was all it was. And everybody believed it. And I don't know why. I don't really know why. Now, it did lead into some really beautiful things, like people actually being really interested in my game idea. And that has since, you know, taken a life of its own. And we have since started working on it. I wasn't actually going to start working on the game necessarily, but people started being really interested in Omnia. So good things did come out of that. But also, like, people started giving me money. There was a lot of fan art made. Swifty, like you said, you were about to commission art. It was bad. And, like, at the end of the stream, I even said, like, guys, check the calendar. And still nobody, like, caught on at that even. It was just like, I think everybody just started to go, okay, yeah, it was probably April Fool's, but, like, what if he's not joking? I don't know. I really don't know. People were having a hard time. That was a good time, though. I do wish I could get you guys like that again. The only other way would be for me to say I'm quitting again, which I don't particularly want to. You know, rehashing the same joke over and over again is just not good. You know? It's just not. 2 years ago, I fell for a joke on April Fool's that Nick Saban was coming back to coach Alabama football. It's a mean joke, and I believe this one too. The same year as the Alabama one, despite the date joke. The MatPat ripoff. The insane King SMP stuff. I believe that I bought a sub, almost commissioned fan art. That was, like, truly evil. I did forget. Yeah, we did change up the King SMP stuff, didn't we? We said that it was gonna be... we were moving to a pay-to-play service, and Unreal was taking over the server from me. It was solid. It was some solid stuff. Like, it just kept getting more outlandish, too, was the whole thing. Like, I don't know how we got away with that. We should not have. Hello, Sad Bro. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm the best Minecraft player. You are the best? How does one become the best Minecraft player? I'm asking for a friend, because I need help. Let's see. Really evil paid. You had to buy Patreon sub to play King SMP. This should have been a real Patreon made. I did have one at the time. It wasn't public or anything. But we decided against actually putting anything out there just because we were afraid people would try to buy stuff. And we didn't as much as like we appreciate money, we don't want people giving us stuff out of fear or for an April Fool's thing. Like I want people to give us money because they want to, not because they're worried that they're gonna lose access to a server or anything like that. Oh, boop. Your name is you best? I'm the best? I don't know about being the best, man. I've got a long way to go before I'm the best, but I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Hello. I would have bought it. That's what scares me. I know people would have bought the Patreon. It would have been awful. I would not. I would have felt so bad. I felt bad when people were giving me bits and subs. Like, I had to start messaging people when they were giving me money. I was like, hey, this is just a joke. Like, I'm not actually quitting. I mean, they were chill about it, but, I mean, oh, man. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Your name? If you're asking for my name, it's the same thing written down on YouTube. King Regnog. I am also live on Twitch, so if you hear me talking to a ghost, that's who it is. Okay. There we go. I need to sleep. I can't see a thing. Also, I haven't done the /live. Did I? I posted everything. Yeah, we're good. I was like, did I post every going live message? I can never remember if I did or not. Okay. So I've been learning how to draw, like I said earlier. It's been a very interesting experience because I'm not very good, but it's gotten better, considerably so. Like I've been doing a lot of tracing, especially, but it's been on my own stuff. So I was tracing a 3D print I made once. I was tracing a dragon skull that I built on King SMP one time. Yeah, you know, those kinds of things. And it's turned out pretty okay, really. I think I might start doing my own art again and like actually trying, because maybe I could do it. I don't know. We'll see. I need to learn how to make my own emotes because I'm too broke to commission people, and I know I have like a couple of emote slots open right now. So I'd like to go ahead and make some of those if I could. Maybe, possibly. Show it? You want me to show you the art? Do you guys want me to show you the art? I will show it, but okay. You guys can't make fun of it, for one, because like I just hyped it up, okay? I don't need you guys to dash my hopes and dreams. Okay? And two, when you see it later, you just gotta pretend this is the first time you ever saw it, because it will show up again later. Going to make fun of it. Okay. You do that. You do that. Okay. Let me get it to load, because it's gonna take a second. It's a hefty file. Ice Spice is live. I saw it on the front page. What? Ice Spice is live on Twitch. That is not something I thought I would ever hear. Okay. I will show you the whole design. You know what? I will. I will. Properties. GIMP. Okay. Boop. YouTube, you guys you'll want to see this too. Boop. This is what I did. It took me a long time. And before anybody's like, oh, but that doesn't look like I don't know, insert thing here. Like, that doesn't look hand-drawn. Get ready. Hold your horses, because I'm about to show you all the drawings, okay? This took so much time. Like, every iteration of Dragon Skull got progressively better, surprisingly. But these suck. These are hard to draw. I have since learned I don't really particularly love drawing skulls. But I did draw a skull, or 2 or 3 or 4. What else we got? We got trees. You guys want to see some trees? That's not a tree. There we go. Here's the trees. Trees are a lot more fun. There's a big one. They're very simple and easy. You can tell when I got mad. Or when I didn't feel like finishing it. Trees are a little more fun, though, than skulls, in my opinion. My very, very, very humble opinion. And then I also did fire, which took a little bit of time. So I got that one, and that one, and that one. And they all kind of look very much similar, but they're not at all similar. Like, at all. Because the process for drawing each one really sucks. You could definitely see the progression on this one, because it's like, that one actually kind of looked okay. But the blobs slowly started making more and more sense. What else do we got? The Celtic knot was fun. This thing? This is called a Celtic knot. In case you didn't know, that is what it is called. And it sucks. These things suck to draw. So there's like first sketch, second, third, and then fourth right there. I hate these things. They're cool looking though. They look really cool. And then the text, that's gonna be for later. That's a later ordeal. But yeah, that's not totally not gonna show up on a shirt later, okay, guys? That's totally not gonna show up on a shirt later. Could never. Not at all. I still gotta play around with it a lot, because, like, it's not done, but yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna make fun of it. It wasn't on my bingo 2025 bingo card. That's fair. That is fair. I totally get that. Ice Spice. I personally don't listen to Ice Spice. I don't get it. But, you know, I've heard that there is a fan base there. I do know that. I just personally haven't found any songs by Ice Spice that I like. There we go. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to stand. Okay. Let's see. That's cool. I know I'm supposed to make fun of it. It sucks so bad. 0 out of 10. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me grounded. I appreciate it. Also, Oswald, it's good to see you, dude. Hope you're doing well. You should draw me. I should draw you for real. I'll draw you like what's the quote? Draw me like those hot French girls or something like that. Is that the quote? I don't remember. For those of you who don't know what in the world I'm talking about, it's Titanic, right? That's where that one's from. I don't know. I remember saying it like and seeing it in memes a couple of times, but I've never actually watched the Titanic. So like I may be a little bit off here. Domains are expensive. They are. They are. I'll post for you. You know, I've never done those types of drawings before. Anatomy is not my specialty. But for the low price of $100, it might be. Pay my month's worth of bills. It's awful. Taylor Swift is releasing her album tonight. Oh, nice. That's awesome. I forgot about that. Swifty told me earlier today, and I still forgot. Again. So that's cool. I'll have to take a listen. Maybe I'll have some time tonight. While I'm doing some work or something. I don't know. I may call a friend instead. I may do both. Who knows? I'm not a Taylor Swift listener. My apologies, not my cup of tea. That's fair. Not for everyone. I like her older stuff. So I'm really hoping that this sounds more like her older stuff. Or it's something new entirely that is at least a little bit of a bop. That's all I'm hoping for. The glass sounds satisfying. It does. Hello, Jamaro. It's good to see you, dude. I'm using a mod called Sounds by IMB11. That's where the glass sounds are coming from. So it's very, very satisfying, yes. If any of you happen to speak German, I would be apologetic, I guess, to not answer or to not tell you guys about this, but Jamaro is actually a really good streamer. I would popped over there for a little bit. I couldn't stay for very long, but really good time over there. He speaks German, so if you don't speak German, you're not gonna have a whole lot of content there. But he does also speak English a little bit too. If you happen to pop in and say hello, just don't take him from his German audience for too long. Because he's got a good thing going there, right? It looked like everybody was having a good time, which is awesome. Okay, let me... I listen to goofier stuff, that's fair. Those free domains are expensive. What domain are you trying to pick up, Swifter? Actually, don't say. If you don't want somebody to snipe it, then, like, yeah, be careful about that. Lucas Gamer, welcome on in on the YouTube side. Hope you're doing well. Only 100, that's a steal. For you, a steal for you. I'm getting scammed. I mean, you're gonna get scammed just because it's me doing the art. So, I mean, yeah. You know, fair. Fair enough. At the very least, I do want to get better at doing art. Not just for myself, but also I just kind of like doodling every once in a while. I may start doing fan art of some of my favorite streamers and shows and movies and stuff. Cause it's just a fun thing to do to pass the time. I don't know why I've never really drawn before. I used to do it a lot as a kid. but then I stopped. And so it's been nice kind of reconnecting to that, even though it's only been for 3 hours today. That was enough to really get me back into it, I guess. Let's see. Anatomy is my specialty. German, I can speak a little. Heck yeah. Anatomy, I like anatomy. I'm good at it in terms of, like, understanding the anatomy of a human. But to actually draw the anatomy of a human being is really, really hard. Proportions are tough. They're very tough. Let's see. You know those really weird songs that play at circuses you have never heard and also sound odd and almost alien? That's what the album is going to sound like, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I imagine it's going to kind of be more in line with probably... It's going to be much more pop-centric, I think. You know, it's very likely going to be kind of more upbeat lover sort of style sound, but with probably heavier lyrics if I had to guess. I've seen that there have been some leaks and I'm really hoping some of them aren't true, because otherwise those lyrics are abysmal. But I do like to believe that maybe, possibly it'll be a vibe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. No problem. The gladiators. Insert newspaper first name here, times.com. That's going to get censored. I wonder what is on times.com. Virus, I don't care about it. Good news, though. It can't win album of the year. Is it? Why do you hate Taylor Swift so much that, like, you don't want her to win album of the year? You haven't even heard her album yet. You haven't even heard the album yet. It could be a certified banger, and you're already saying it can't win. That's a good thing. Like, you know, you don't hear me saying that kind of crap about Sabrina Carpenter, even though her lyrics are terrible. Like, I don't want to know about some of her body parts, but she loves describing them in high definition, too. She'll tell you what she'll do with said body parts, too. She's not just, like, it makes me feel icky listening to her music. Like, but I don't go around trashing her saying she can't win album of the year. If she deserves to win, she wins. That's awesome. That's great. But she's definitely not my cup of tea. I'm just saying, don't trash Taylor Swift because she's better. Like, I don't know, man. I think somebody might just be jealous. Relationships, breakups, Travis Kelce, and her daddy issues. That's all she sings about. So that would be what we would call a theme. Yes. It would be like Linkin Park singing about being angry. It's a part of the expectation. She hasn't sang about Travis Kelce yet. You've got, like, it would be like expecting Eminem to not rap and say offensive things about insert small group here. Like, you know, everybody has a style and a specific theme that they write about, because that's what their audience comes to expect out of them. It would be like me just swapping from Minecraft. If I did that, most of you probably wouldn't be interested in watching the streams. because that is what the content is heavily about. To say, like, that's all she sings about and therefore it's bad is, like, I don't know. Doesn't Sabrina Carpenter, like, predominantly sing about... I don't like saying that it's love. I don't feel like what she's saying about in her most recent album is love. But I don't know an appropriate term to call it that I can say on stream. You know, everybody has their style, and I'm not trashing that. Her style definitely ain't it. Especially, I feel like, you know, maybe I'm just old and I can only handle G-rated content or something. Although most of Taylor Swift stuff isn't even G-rated or PG. I don't want to hear about what's happening inside your body, Sabrina. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. A better album win for real. I'm just a hater, leave me be. I say about Sabrina as well. All she sings about is men. Welcome to the club. It would be like Plain White T's not singing about his girl problems. Like, that's a better example. Plain White T's is a classic. And I think most of us probably like at least a couple of their songs. Whether it be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry. Whether that be Giving Tree, Hey There Delilah, you know. Any of those songs are classics. And I think most of us can agree. He's singing about the same exact thing in most of those songs. It's just what you expect. It's just what you expect. Espresso. It's me, Espresso. I agree, I don't like her. She's nothing on my girl Agnes. Lady Agnes is where it's at, man. We know you've got a type. I could probably, you know, I could pull some strings. I know some very popular people in the Minecraft community. We might be able to get you two to meet if you want. Just saying, I could help a bro out. Let's see. Eminem rap about spaghetti, mom issues, breakups, and his daughter. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I don't think anybody should win Album of the Year. They should just skip it. Linkin Park should win, in my opinion. Although I don't know... Is Emptiness... Or From Zero, sorry. Is From Zero within the deadline? I don't know where the deadlines are for that. It may have fallen into last year. No, it released this year. It released this year. They announced it last year. So yeah, they should win it, in my opinion. Just for the comeback. Like, genuinely. Solid re-emergence into the SEC. You see, it's a reference for people who get it. Are we talking about football now? Last tax submitting tax. Thank you, Tack. Appreciate it. Welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your tax. Appreciate it. Never heard of them. Decent amount of her career was just re-recording the same bad songs over again. That's fighting words right there. That's fighting words. You don't write Shake It Off and it become a global phenomena to have it called a bad song. Or, like, listen to the Red album. Like, what the heck? Like, hold on. Hold on. She has some solid stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. You can trash her new stuff. Like, I don't care. Her newer stuff is not as good as her old stuff. But to say all of her re-recordings were just re-recordings of trash songs to begin with is a little out there. That's a little out there. More of it is bad than good. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Like, yes, a lot of her newer stuff, not as good. But Her old stuff slaps, and there's a lot of old stuff. Like, I would say anything post-Lover is where it starts to get iffy. But the Speak Now album, the Red album, 1989, those, I can't think of one song on any of those that I didn't like. And that's saying something, because to have 3 albums of music and then me not hate any of them that's impressive. She recorded all that music. Well, you gotta understand why she did that. She wasn't seeing an ounce of revenue from any of those because the record label claimed ownership of it. So she re-recorded all that music so that she could own it. That's why she did it. Like, it's not because she was just money hungry and that's why she wanted to do all those things. Like, no, she wasn't getting any of her money that she was, in my opinion, entitled to. Technically speaking, in the eyes of the law, she wasn't. Although now she owns them all, so I doubt she's gonna do any more re-recording. She may do like 1 or 2 just to finish the set at this point, but there is a reason why. Let's see. Server restart, we'll all die. I don't know what I'm gonna do without my server, man. Coming back on in a minute, but yeah, it is about to go offline. Sadness. Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey. Solid song right there. I want to go listen to actual good music now, like Kids Bop. Kids Bop is where it's at. You should say the streamer we all know, King Ragnog, has a pattern too. Minecraft digging, slow music, and chat with the viewers. That's true. That is a very good point. I actually need to turn up the music a little bit. Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm also very much within a pattern, a subgenre, you know. Some people will listen and watch me just because I'm me, but most of us are probably here because of Minecraft, in all honesty, and that's okay. Like, I am fully okay with people watching me because of Minecraft. Back when I started streaming, I didn't get that. I wanted people to watch me for me, so I went and did other things outside of Minecraft just to make people mad that only wanted the Minecraft content to run them off. That was probably not the best idea, but I was young and stupid, so lesson learned. But now it's just like, I love Minecraft. I don't mind if people want to watch me for my Minecraft or if they want to watch me for who I am. You know, occasionally there will be streams like Lethal Company or Phasmophobia or the one-off Spider-Man streams here and there whenever those games come out, you know. Those are things I enjoy. Thanks. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm just happy people are here at all. Like, you know, it's not... I have to make stuff within a certain bubble on YouTube, especially. YouTube, if you don't make anything that people expect you to make, you will ultimately end up failing there. It needs to fit in a certain subgenre, even more niche than just a subgenre, but a sub-subgenre, really. You have to fit in that certain bubble. Otherwise, people will not watch you. And just performs the old music because people don't like the new music. Her new concerts have the new music. It's just... It's not great for concerts, in my opinion, anyway. Like, I don't like her new music. You will not catch me defending her new music, necessarily. I think some of the lyrics were just they were choices. And, you know, beyond all that as well, it wasn't music, it was poetry. But a little more rhythmic than poetry, I guess. I didn't enjoy it personally. That stuff does not work great in a concert setting because there's just no energy behind it. But you know, the Eras tour is all about going through all of her old music, really. So, like, I don't know. To expect anything other than that would be... To expect her to not play any of her old stuff, or to not play predominantly old stuff, would be... It would be tough. Let's see. I wish my school had a debate club. This is fun. Debate sucks. Debating is fun when people actually follow the rules of debate, but most people don't want to follow the rules. My main issue with most debates, though, in all honesty, is people... I don't like debating with people for the sake of debating. A lot of people like to just take a stance and then just hold it for eternity because they can't change their mind. That's not productive to anybody. You know, you're not just trying to change the mind of the person listening. You're supposed to be trying to change the other person's mind, and that requires walking in with an open mind to a certain extent. Debates are using facts, logic, and a small amount of emotion, really. And most people don't debate properly. They come in with their own presupposed ideas, and those just... They don't care what the other person says when they do the debate. That's not a good debate. A debate should have a middle ground at some point in time. Let's see. I watch you for your grandfatherly advice. I have a lot of it. That's for sure. Oh boy. Oh boy, do I have a lot of it. King, you're like drugs. I don't know why I am addicted. I just am and I can't stop. That's a problem. You know, if you stop watching me until December, you'll be 90 days clean, which means your brain will carve out new pathways for dopamine so that you can be happy away from me too. Hey, Ellen Lee, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm getting better at avoiding tax evasion. Heck yeah, we love to see it. How was your birthday, by the way? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Let's see. Who we talking about? Taylor Swift. It was a sad album. This one's going to be upbeat. There's no way an album called The Life of a Showgirl is depressing. I think it will have some amount of depression in it. Life of a Showgirl, as fun as it sounds, okay, this is where it really comes into it, and it's an aha. As fun as it sounds to be a show person, a showgirl especially, probably sounds fun to some people. To me, I could not imagine. It sounds fun, but it is like one of the most empty lifestyles you can have in a lot of cases. You know, I look at it from this point of view. You know, for me, the most fulfilling things in life are, you know, having family, you know, having a career that I'm really proud of, which some people are proud of their show careers, and that's fine. You know, being super involved in my family, especially, though, is like the #1 most fulfilling thing. And without that, I would be a pretty empty person. And so I imagine that's probably a little bit of what the theming of that album is going to be. You know, as crazy of a life as it is and as much fun as it is in the moment, it's not long-lasting joy. It's a moment of happiness. And there's nothing wrong with having a moment of happiness, but you know, we do gotta realize that there is no long-lasting joy necessarily in some of those things. Doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it for while it is, but I don't know. I'm trying to avoid sounding too preachy, but I feel like I'm coming off a little bit preachy. So I'm gonna shut up now. But, you know, find fulfillment in your life, people, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. She's going to bait people like Laffy. Make the first 2 songs happy as crap, then a train hits you, and the third song is most depressing song anyone has made. That's a very real possibility. Eldest daughter's supposed to be sad, I heard. I've not been too online lately, so I haven't seen much about the album. I saw like the initial leaks, and then that was about it. But I do believe there will at least be 1 or 2 depressing songs on the list. I don't know what they would be. But my guess is what you'll find out in the album is the life of the showgirl isn't what it's all chalked up to be. In fact, that might be a lyric. I might have just found a Taylor Swift lyric in my head right there. Okay. I'm getting better at avoiding tax evasion. Heck yeah, we love to see it. We love to see it. You would know because you used to do air acrobatics on Broadway, right? I did. I was super involved in the show industry, guys. That's actually why my joints hurt so badly now. Is because it was really hard on me doing all those landings. My knees are practically shot now. You have a weird amount of knowledge about getting unaddicted from drugs. When you have had friends addicted to substances of various kinds, you start to learn that stuff. You know, at the end of the day, that fight is on them, but you can at least do your due diligence in trying to help them as well. And so I learned a lot of that stuff because I want to help people. You know, it's... If anyone out there is, like, on substances and you want to get off of it, let me know. I got you, bro. I got you. First step, you gotta remove all of that from your life. Whatever it is, you know. You gotta find ways to cut out every little bit of it. So getting rid of your current supply if it's a substance, or if it's behavior, then cutting out, adding barriers to prevent you from accessing whatever issue you have. So if it's a scrolling addiction, for example, removing your social media apps or installing an app like, what is it? I have it. What is it called? It's Refocus. It's a great app. I never use my social medias like ever anymore. People are getting mad at me because I'm never on there. It's not like I have a scrolling addiction, but it's a lot. I found my life is just happier without even having it at the dinner table. And I'm a lot less impulsive about pulling it up when I'm forced to look at people in the eyes. We'll actually have a conversation when I'm just staring at you. Trust me, we'll figure it out. We will have a conversation. But yeah, that's like honestly the first step for any addiction of any kind is adding barriers for entry, but also flushing your current supply of whatever it is. So if it is a proper substance, then getting rid of it, however that might look. Each thing is disposed of in certain different ways, so like make sure you dispose of it properly so that it doesn't end up in the hands of some toddler. But you know, even if it's like something, I mean, we've talked about this before, alcohol, that one you can just dump that down the drain. It's a very expensive thing to dump down the drain. Maybe your friend would be willing to buy it off of you instead. But if that's your, you know, what you'd be addicted to, then that's the big one. In all honesty, is just making sure that that's. You don't have to worry about your self-control if you don't have to control yourself, because it's not. That's the big one. You know, then like when it comes to go shopping, you just gotta go, I don't have it in the budget for that. That's where your self-control really comes into play. Saying, not today. And that's a hard one. That's a hard one for a lot of people. It's a hard one for me too. Not with alcohol or anything like that, but I'm a very impulsive person, so I'm addicted to procrastination really right now. Anything that's not work is immediately what I'm going to go do. So I have to tell myself a lot, not today. That's coming Sunday. Sunday I'll do whatever I want, but today I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to draw some things. I'm going to edit a video. I'm going to live stream. I almost canceled today's stream, guys. But I felt bad because I've canceled so many streams. I don't know. I'm trying not to get into the habit of it, but I don't know. We'll see. It might happen again. That all said, you know, yeah, tell yourself not today. Do that another time. Anyway, you guys don't need a whole talk on this. I'm sure they talked to you about this in school, right? They had like a thing when I was in school. It was like, what was it called? Was it Dare? Or something like that? I don't know. I was homeschooled, so we didn't have it at my school. But it was it was a very popular thing in the area that I grew up in, and it stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, aka don't do drugs, kids, basically. And there's a little bit more that goes alongside it, but that's like the vast majority and the brief DARE program. Thank you, Tack. Yeah, it's I'm surprised none of you have heard of it. What? Surely your schools have it. Surely. I don't know, maybe not. We're not old. I just looked it up. It's not like it's a defunct program. Like, there is a sitting CEO still, and he was CEO when I was in school. So, like, I don't know. Okay. Cool roll reef. Cool roll. Rural. Also, I need to read your chat, Valently. I'm sorry. It was good. I got to get breakfast with my parents, and we went to theaters after. I also got to go grab dinner with my sister after my class. I got out at like 9 p.m. That's awesome. That's great. What did you go see in theaters, if you don't mind me asking? It might be under a different name. Possibly. I refuse to believe I'm just that old. Coral may have not heard of it because Canada. Like, I don't know. Does Canada have... Does Canada have that? Like, I know Canada has the same issues as the US in that sense. But I don't know. I don't know. Speaking of Broadway, Tim accidentally becomes a Broadway star in the chapter of My Neighbor Tim, which explains why he's in New York, because that was, of course, the only way to explain why he was in New York. Of course, why not? Official parts of lyrics have come out from the Spotify pop-ups. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I forgot Spotify does those pop-ups and such. That's awesome. No. Exactly, dear. We're not old. Nope. That's why so many kids use drugs these days. I think they use it for other reasons. But, it didn't stop kids from using them when I was in school. Like, you know, it helped spread awareness, which did stop some, but it didn't stop everybody, you know. Ultimately, there's a lot of other issues that go into drug distribution, especially to minors. We're not nearly hefty enough on that as a punishment. How kids get a hold of drugs is beyond me. That should not be a problem in a first world country. And yet it's a problem in every first world country. So, you know, I'm not here to make a political statement or anything, but drugs are bad, guys. Don't do them. Genuinely, it will tear your life apart. If you haven't seen the TV commercials or had somebody come into your school and talk about it with you, it will make your teeth fall out. It will, it won't turn you into a bad person, but when you are, on withdrawals, it will make you a little less of a pleasant person. You know, not good stuff. Really bad stuff. Don't do them. Don't do them, okay? If you do them, then I'm gonna have to, like, have a stern talking to you guys. And you don't want your grandpa Reg to have to talk to you guys about drugs, okay? I'll tell you this. I'll be honest with you, though, okay? There's a reason people do them, and it's because they feel really good. But they make life miserable without them. You're better off without it. Genuinely, okay? Like, that is, like, the single most helpful piece of advice that I've ever received from somebody is saying, drugs are awesome, man, but they're terrible. Like, that straight up honesty of, like, yeah, no, that makes sense, because I never understood as a kid why people would do something that would cause so much damage in their life. But then I understood once he said that. I made the connection. I was like, oh, crap, wait. Some people are here for a short time, not a long time. Or a fun time, sorry. A fun time, not a long time. And it doesn't make people a bad person if they're on drugs either. That is another thing. Don't treat somebody differently because they are in their own set of issues. You know, that's not gonna help them, and it's not gonna hurt you to be friends with somebody like that. And as long as you're not letting that influence you, that's the other thing. If they're not hurting you and you're not hurting them, then it's okay. Anyway, that all said, I didn't need to say all that. I felt like I needed to, though, just because you guys have never heard of the DARE program. I'm, like, kind of amazed. We watched Bad Guys 2. Nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. We did. I didn't pay attention. That's a very real possibility. Pugs, not drugs, peeps. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Drugs are bad 100%. You don't realize how much until you've been through it and come out the other side. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen enough people go through it that I don't understand it fully. But I've seen it enough to live through them that I know I don't want to go down that route, really. It's just not it. Y'all can call me old if you need to, but, like, I genuinely, I'm being dead serious about that. Like, that stuff will ruin you. At the very least, like, it'll save you some money. Like, you don't have to buy it if you... You won't have to lose your money on drugs if you don't ever have to buy them. That's all I'm saying. not mean to place that there, but I did, so that's gotta go down there. Alright, anyway. We had some really fat lady who always looks like she was on drugs when she came to talk to us. She came to talk to us about not doing drugs like 30 times for 1 hour periods each. All I remember is drugs bad, don't do. That sucks. You had a bad educator in that sense. I'm sorry that that's the experience there. I mean, at least you remember it. But the best form of education is to understand the whys. It's what I try to teach whenever I teach anybody anything, is why we do certain things. Because until you understand the why, you're never going to truly adopt the habit, you're never going to adopt the teaching. Or you'll adopt it, but it's going to be shaky at best because you don't understand the why. So I try to educate a lot of people on that whenever I am in a teaching position, which is a surprising amount of times. I do a lot of teaching these days. Not in a formal sense of like I work at a school or anything like that. I'm too undereducated for that, apparently. But in the sense of like I teach at my church. I used to teach my brother for his schooling. I teach people on YouTube things sometimes. It's been a while since I've recorded a tutorial. It's probably about time that I do. But I want to teach people why, not just something, but why that something is. It's important. It's very important to understand that. And we had to take tests on what we learned, like actual tests. Like, did they grade these tests and like, wait, for the drug thing? Really? What the heck? That's really interesting. I mean, tests are, like, fine. It is one way to help people remember things, but again, if you don't understand the why, a test isn't going to help you remember it. You're going to memorize it for the test and then forget it later. Like, that's what I've always hated about the school. Is tests are like one of the least effective ways for people to actually learn things properly. We have so many better learning systems, and yet we still do the same, like, the same thing that we've done for years. It's like, where's the innovation? Are we not trying to teach the leaders of tomorrow? Are we not trying to teach people who will become engineers, who will become educators, who will become presidents? You know, we should be really trying harder, in my opinion. But yeah, you know, that's a whole other topic. I don't know if you guys really want me to go off the deep end on the school system, but I've got my gripes about it, that's for sure. I want to try to get a couple of public schoolers' opinions on it, especially, but I have very much been considering writing up like a full-on proposal for a better school system, because like I'm appalled. I am just appalled by the way things work now. Even college, like, ultimately, college at the end of the day is a privately, most of them are private schools, so they can do whatever they want. But tax-funded stuff, there should be a lot better of a system in place. And part of the issue is that it varies so much from place to place. So, you know, some schools or some districts just suck. And they will never get better because of the leaders that are put in charge there. And others, like, they've got proper funding, they've got a great system in place that makes sure that everybody is accounted for. You know, there needs to be better choices made, at least to some degree, within the education system, in my opinion. But yeah, they were graded, and if you didn't pass, something happened, like you had to relearn. Oh my goodness. And there's this other lady who made us try healthy stuff. I hated her. She was the op. Try healthy stuff. Like, do you mean like healthy food, or like try different, like I'm very confused, I guess. Like, when you say try healthy stuff, it makes me think of healthy food, and I'm just vegetables. Are you talking about Michelle Obama? Like, I've got questions here. Because when I was a kid, yes, she was the op, because everybody hated her for the lunch menus being messed up. But I don't know if that's like the lady you're talking about right now. I feel like you might be a little too young to have that as a memory. Surely. No, like, this lady would come into our class. She'd give you vegetables in class? There's no way. And make us try them? What the heck? That's kind of awesome, though. Like, what kind of vegetables are we talking here? Like, I love myself some vegetables, guys. You know you're old when... But, you know, vegetables are great. If they're weird vegetables, maybe not. But, like, carrots or Brussels sprouts, even. Or asparagus? Asparagus slaps! Oh, dude, asparagus is great. I love asparagus. I'm freaking allergic to some vegetables. Oof. Yeah, I can't imagine her being able to force you guys to try it, but I could definitely imagine, with the way the school system is, she could definitely try to shame you for not trying the vegetables, which I think is completely and totally wrong. But, you know, whatever. Again, just one of the gripes with the education system. It's really interesting that she came into your class to make you try them. See, that's weird to me. Like, I could see them having them in, like, the lunchroom or whatever, the cafeteria. But to make you try them by going into your classroom, it's just, that's a weird one. Not the shame tactic. I hate the shame tactic. I think there are some applications where it is perfectly okay to use that, but in terms of school, in a lot of senses, I think it's completely, totally wrong. The only time in school that I would say it's probably okay is in some cases like sports. And by that, I mean, you know, when you mess up, the whole team has to also do this. That is a shame tactic in a sense, but it builds up team trust. You trust the other guy to do what the coach told you to do. Otherwise, you're all running the full mile. Not just the person that, you know, isn't keeping his grades up or what have you. You know, it's one of those things. That one I am for to a certain degree. It actually prepares you for the real world, but on solo assignments where it's just you, there should be no shaming involved if you get a bad grade, or, you know, they shouldn't be able to, you know, say, oh, sorry, but King isn't trying his vegetables, guys, you know, he's not gonna grow up to be big, strong, and healthy. Like, that's just, I mean, nowadays I would just laugh at you if you said that to me, because, like, you're treating me like a child. But as a child, that would, like, probably traumatize me. It'd be awful. Couldn't read and I got the shame tactic so much. I'm sorry, Coral. That's awful. That was one of the big reasons for being homeschooled, and one of the heavy arguments for being homeschooled, in my opinion, is like, my kids, and I never had to deal with this because my parents put me through homeschooling, but my kids will never have to put up with that garbage because nobody else can talk to my kid like that. Only I can shame my kids. See, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a sign, and I'm gonna nail it down into the ground in the front yard, and it's gonna have my kids' test scores on it. The whole neighborhood will know. The whole neighborhood will know that you failed your test, little Timothy. And now you pay the price. All the neighborhood kids are gonna make fun of you. I'm going to pay them, in fact, to ride their bikes around the house 7 times chanting, Timothy's a loser, Timothy's stupid. And it's gonna build up his tough skin, okay? Like, Timothy's gonna be great. He's gonna learn so much by me forcing him through all this trauma, but he's going to be a very great man one day. Trust me. Just to be clear, my parents didn't do that part, okay? There was no shaming in my home. Outside of math, okay? Math might have had some shaming done. Just a little bit. Uh-oh. That's exactly how it was, and that's why she's the op. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, it took me forever to realize the op wasn't a good thing. See, I now know it's about, like, opposition, but at first I thought it was, like, OP, so I was like, overpowered. Well, overpowered means, you know, like, it's up there, so I was like, okay, so if she's the op, then is she, like, pretty? Is she attractive? Like, it took me forever to understand that. I, of course, now understand it. It's like, nobody talk to me like I'm stupid. Don't shame me. But, like, yeah. That was another moment where I was like, oh, man, I am old. My kids are going to private schools. That's fair. If you can afford it, definitely worthwhile. Only I can shame my kids. It's basically character development or starting someone's villain arc. See, I think my family should be remembered for something. And if for nothing else, we will be remembered as the greatest rulers of the world. I'll even pay for him to go to art school. There's more to that joke, but we're just gonna leave it there for today. Hello, Gus. How's it going, dude? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Timothy will have tough skin, unlike his dad, Kingy Wingy, the softie. I am not a softie. I am not a softie. I haven't cried in, like... When was the last time I cried? When is the last time I cried? I don't know. Been here for 27 minutes? Have you? I didn't see any messages before. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't welcome you, dude. Ah, I see. The YouTube chat blocked you. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm terrible at math. Math sucks. I hate math. You so chop. Don't make many bops, bruh. That's crazy. I don't make any public bops, but I have a lot of bops, okay? I practiced my guitar today, and I'm telling you guys, dude, I could be a rock star. I could be a rock star. Had to go over to Twitch to still get ignored. That's crazy. That's crazy. Care about math. I like the way you think. 2 hours ago, you cried 2 hours ago. Did I cry 2 hours ago? I wasn't live 2 hours ago. Maybe I did. No Riz. That's crazy. I said I was on YouTube and you should think I had code which get ignored. Math was my top subject. You're lucky, dude. You're so lucky. I can do everything except math. Anything with numbers and my brain just gets all confused. I like history dates. I can't remember them for the most part. I can remember generally the right area, like 1940s is World War II, but I couldn't tell you which year in 1940. You know, there's a lot of things like that I just can't recall. You're starting Brosville and Arc by ignoring him. King, guess what? What? What's up? What's up? Do tell. Also, I'm getting a message from Stu. Okay, you closed it. Thank you. Thank you so much. How do we tell him what a bop is? A bop is a song. That's why it's called Kids Bop. Okay? It is a song. That is what a bop is. Oh. I get to go to a hockey game soon. Hey, let's go. W, dude. I'm happy for you. I need to start trying to watch hockey. It's a good sport. Every time I see it on, I do end up enjoying watching a little bit, but I never actually seek it out. Also, my water smells like wet dog. That's such a weird thing to say, but it smells like wet dog. Mr. Wet Dog Water, get out of here. I don't want my water to smell like wet dog, but it smells like wet dog. And I know what wet dog smells like. I used to have one. It smells weird. It's too grandpa. I'm looking it up. What is a bop? What does that, how does that even apply? That makes no sense. Where did that even come from? Where did that even come from? You guys are making this up. You stupid Gen Zers and Gen Alphas, you can't just change the meaning of a word like that. That's not allowed. The heck? Can't just change the word. What? Okay, whatever. Crashing out? Because bop used to mean song. It used to mean, like, a really catchy song. Like, yo, this song's a bop. And you guys are trying to change it to be some sort of, like, derogatory term, basically. And it's like, what? Maybe it's not supposed to be derogatory, necessarily, but it's not something I would want to be called. That's for sure. Aren't you a Gen Z too? I denounce those people, dude. They're not me. Gen Z can go, like, stick a sock in it or something, because, dude, they're idiots. I don't care about generational hate, guys. Gen Z has lost their minds. They've lost their minds. I don't understand you people. You can't just change the English language because you want to. That's okay. Go watch a game together in a McDonald's. Now we're talking. No wonder you like Wendy's. Wendy's is good. Wendy's is actually good. You just love weird stuff. Weird stuff is, like, my nickname. Okay, that's crazy, Gus. That's wild. King is just his own generation. Yeah. You're probably not wrong. Change the English language like you want to. It's like the Americans did. We didn't really change it, per se. Like, we sort of did, sure. Like, we changed color and things like that. We dropped the U out of it, or we dropped an L out of canceled. But the reason for that was actually because of saving cost on paper and ink. Because that stuff ain't cheap. And so we did that back in, was that the Great Depression, maybe, that we did that? I don't know. But we started doing that because it didn't change the meaning of the word at all. It didn't change it to a different word. It was pronounced the same. So we did that. We never changed it back because it's just more efficient to have less letters. And I stand by that. That was actually very smart of us. Now, as for pants, chips, cookies, list goes on. Okay. I think some of that has to do with region, and as time goes on, sure. But, like, for example, if I'm not mistaken, it's just from the fact of, like, it's like, for example, your chips is what we would call French fries. But then we also have another thing that is a chip, and it's just what you guys would call crisps. I think a lot of that has to do with regional dialect. I could accept that as an argument, but we can't have generational dialect. That's a little crazy. Like, we can't change meanings of words over a generation just because Gen Z says, yeah, we're gonna change this one thing because we need another word to describe promiscuous women. Like, what? I'm sorry, we have words for that. Like this gardening tool right here. That's a great one. Probably your mom. That is a word that we've used for a very long time now. You can use that one. But no, you are not taking my term for a song that I really like to use for a promiscuous woman, okay? I'm not allowing it. I'm not allowing it. I'm canceling Gen Z. I'm gonna do it. Don't make me do it. Because, like, here in the US, even, we have regional dialect. Like, lightning bug or firefly, or pop, soda, Coke. You know, those are all terms that we use around here. You guys use fizzy drink, don't you? Or some of you do, not all of you. You know, that's like... It's just due to the fact of where you grow up and what... I don't know. All of them are offensive, though? All the words, yes, because that term is supposed to be offensive. To call somebody that would be offensive. It's not a good thing to have, like, 10,000 partners. I'm sorry. That is not a good thing, and I won't pretend it is. Like... I'm missing the part where just making a different word makes the term less offensive if it means the same thing. Like, I'm really confused. Can somebody explain that to me? I think it's just a social media thing, not gonna lie. I'm crashing out, dude. I'm crashing out. I've never spelled canceled like canceled in my life. I usually do double L because I prefer that spelling, but both are correct in American English. Those are commonly British origin words, and we wanted to get away from our British words because we just got our independence. I don't know if that's necessarily an accurate reason, but maybe it is. Maybe it is for some people. But if it were me, it would not have been. Why is your hoe called that? Probably your mom? It just felt right. It just felt right. Ace is now a word for men who own dogs. What? Why? Just call him a dog owner. Like, you don't need one word to say two words. I'm sorry, but you don't. Like, I swear, I'm a part of the laziest generation in the world. Oh my goodness. You guys can't even spell two words. I'm sorry, I'm crashing out. I've never been so disappointed in... Okay. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy, Gus. I refuse to believe this is a thing. That's like rage baiting 100%. I bet. I need 3 words to call you cute. Okay. That's a little, you know, lovely. Lovely. I don't know. Chat. I refuse. I reject. I reject Gen Z. Like, y'all need to go wander in the wilderness for 40 years or something. Let your generations die off. Natural selection or something like that, because, man, the brain rot's gotten to you. You can just change the English language because you want to. You know, our parents only dreamed of having the power to, like, I don't know, live in a society that was pretty nice. And we have that. And you know what we choose to do? We're choosing to change the meaning of bop. Why? Because we want to be able to call women that before they find it offensive. Why? Because it's offensive regardless. It's offensive to call somebody that. I'm just like... Why? Why? Hello, brush teeth with ketchup for 15 gifted. I should have ketchup downstairs. If you drop, like, 5 gifted now. I'll go do it. I'll bring it for the 10 after. Also, welcome on in, X. Me and King's DMs are special. Our parents only drunk too long. Okay, crazy. You heard of steal a brain rot? No, I haven't. If not, I'll move on to the next. I'll do it, but I'm gonna need some reassurance that you're actually going to gift the subs. So, like I said, I'll take 5 now, 10 after. King, you didn't read the beautiful message? What beautiful message? Reassurance is not good enough. Have a good day. Reassurance is very much good enough. But I appreciate it. Thanks for popping in. Good luck. Good luck. Let's do... I think I'll give you 5 gifts if you brush your teeth with ketchup. See, I feel like you would still give me the gifted if you said you would, but out of principle, anytime somebody dares me, I have to say, if I'm going to be willing to do it, I need a half now and half after, you know? That's just the way it goes. Also, let me see. What was I gonna do? You said there was a message I need to read, but I don't... I read the message. If you're talking about that one, I definitely read that. Unless it's on YouTube. It wasn't on YouTube. Okay. I don't know. Need 3 words to call you cute. Oh, I read that. I read that. I thought I did anyway. 6, 7, 41. What? What does 41 have to do with anything? I'm so confused. I know 6, 7 is from a song. I don't get why people find it funny. But, like, I will let you have that one. You can find that funny. That's fine. But what is 4-1? 4-1 is another song. I think you guys are making this up. Like, this is reaching, like, job as a slur level kind of absurdity. I don't know. 6-9 at least makes sense. There is some amount of funny to it that's not just like... It's not just the number is funny. There's context behind that that's funny. The way somebody says something in a song... I don't find that nearly as funny as everybody else, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I went to go interview at a middle school, and while I was waiting, a bunch of kids walked in chanting 6, 7. What the heck? It's amazing. Hey, King, count to 10 and brush your teeth with ketchup for 5 subs. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Censor yourself. I'll censor your mom. That has, like, a really bad meaning on top of it. You know, I take that back. I'm not... Your mom's probably a very nice lady. Ain't gonna get the ketchup. I'd have to go downstairs, and I'd have to mess up my toothbrush, too. Like I said, there's gotta be reassurances here for me, because, like, it's a lot of effort for me to go downstairs. Like, that sounds silly to a lot of people, but... Yes, I'm 21, but my body is like that of a 80-year-old man. I hardly can walk up and down the stairs anymore. It's bad. I do get to see a doctor this month about that, hopefully. Maybe. I still haven't heard from the rheumatologist, so the geneticist is my only hope right now. We'll see. Oh. We will see. Shaking my head. He said the J slur, and I'll say it again. Get a job! Get a job! I know the irony of me saying that is, like, unhinged. But, I meant when I said, holy cow! Okay. Let me go get somewhere safe. I'm gonna go get some ketchup. Holy cow. He actually did it. He actually did it. Okay. I will go get some ketchup. Like, give me a few seconds, okay? I didn't think you would do it. Holy cow. Okay. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, Gus. If any of you received a sub, please be sure to thank Gus. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water while I'm out. I'm gonna... That... I have the ketchup. I just need to grab my toothbrush. Give me a couple seconds, but I have it. I have it, okay? I also have a brownie. My dad made brownies, apparently. Okay. Good job and get some ketchup, boy. Whoa, W Gus. W Gus indeed. Thank you so much for the hype train. Yeah, we hit one. Nice. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I don't want it to run all over my pants, so... Holy cow! He's... Okay. Gus. Chill. 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 Chill, dude. This is gonna be so bad for my... You guys didn't know, there's a lot of acid in ketchup. Suck my toes. Well, for 15 subs, I might have to. Jeez, dude. Like, really bad technique, but I'm gonna do it. I love ketchup. Okay. That's a healthy amount of ketchup on there. That's a little bit more than toothpaste usually is. We gotta do a full 2 minutes, right? That's 2 minutes twice a day. That's the rule. I think we need more ketchup. I mean, I could try to put more on there. More ketchup in 2 minutes? Okay. You can put a little bit more on. little tricky. Have a big hole. Not a lot of space. Squinting mouth. That's disturbing. Okay, there's a lot more on there. Really hard to show you guys there, but that's about as good as it is. I'm not gonna turn on the spin because one, I don't have batteries in it, and also that would just get really, really bad. Just join what's happening. I am going to brush my teeth with ketchup because I just got gifted is that 16 subs now? Holy cow, dude. There's the money from Timber on Twitch to someone who actually deserved it. Thank you so much, dude. You're insane. I gave Kit a sub. Did you mean to? You can choose. I thought that was intentional. Well, thank you so much for all the gifted subs, dude. I appreciate it. 2 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes starting.
Oh, it's cold. It's really cold. This is awful. No, don't cancel! Oh, you idiot. Come on. Oh. 1 minute, 46 seconds? Sure, that's good. Sure. This is awful, guys. I don't think I've ever brushed my teeth on stream before. This is a first. This is why I don't stream best content ever. Thank you, I appreciate it. Only the best for you guys. Robot, Okay. Oh. Oh, very good. There's another King Record? No, this is me. I'm the only one, man. I'm the only one. I don't know where to spit this. Where do I spit? I guess I gotta go to the sink. Swallow? I guess I can swallow. It's not fluoride. I can swallow it. Oh. Good point. Let's try the careful with brownie water. The dog water, yeah. We love dog water. Yeah. Oh. Dear Lord, wow. My poor brush. It's so brown. I'm going to go wash this really quick because I do have to use this tonight as well. So just give me like 2 seconds, okay? Thank you so much for the gifted subs though, Gus. I'll be back in a sec. Okay. That clip is going to go viral. You know, if that's what makes me viral, I'll go for it. I will do this every stream if it guarantees me some subs. You know, I don't mind. I just want to say a quick thank you to my parents for buying the ketchup all those years ago. We don't use ketchup very often. They probably bought this year, maybe at the beginning of the year. I don't know. I'll take that back downstairs in a minute. I gotta get my water down. Dude, this all. All those years ago. King, can I have the VOD on YouTube? At least that snip of it? Yes, you can have... You can do whatever you want with that moment, dude. I give you full rights. And thank you so much for the level 5 hype train. You all are amazing. Yeah, make the short, dude. Do it. I wasn't expecting this on today's stream. Neither was I. Also, Casual Coder, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. So let me just go ahead and read off everything that I may have missed. I think this serves a Discord ping. I probably could have pinged everybody, yeah. I don't know. It's the only thing that makes me happy in my life. Okay, so who all got subs? Mythically, Emmy. Hey, nice. So Emmy got one. Susie is me. 1 damage. Lokitus 32. Juan today. XJL2. K Martinator. Daniel. Fatal Lee. Senior Poopy Pants. That is awesome. That is a great name. And then, in addition to that, Tanjab, Quillo, Aura Pearl, sorry, Cheeky Oswald, and Ducky Good all got subs. Congrats, guys. Thank you so much for popping in. And Gus, thank you so much. You're amazing. That's your hype train personal best? Is it really? Is it really? Well, I appreciate it. What did I get? I got... Oh, that is a lovely emote there. I love that. Yeah, that is an all-time high. My highest was level 3, maybe 3.5. I don't know. It said once I hit level 4 that was my highest. Jeez, well thank you so much, dude. You're amazing. Thank you. That really was a whole month worth of grinding Twitch. 191 hours of streams for that clip. Jeez. Well, I hope it was worth it. Thank you so much, dude. Thanks for choosing me. You're amazing, dude. Seriously. All right, I'm gonna take a bite of this brownie that I... Don't do that to yourselves, guys. Like, for money, definitely. That was worth it. But don't just do that for the sake of like, oh, I want to try it. I can feel the acid burning away my enamels. Like, it's awful. It's so bad for you. Oh, the brownies taste good. My dad makes good brownies. What the heck? I mean, he just does the mix, but, you know, you can't beat the mix or something like that. Although, Gus, I know you make some pretty good brownies from what you've been telling me, so, you know. That may be a little bit contested about not being able to beat brownie mix. Band Gamer, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. I need to take that ketchup back downstairs here in a second. Money is the only exception, apparently. Money is the only reason I will do stupid things like that. More often than not. If you ever apply for college... Okay, where's that going? That should be in your application. Me brushing my teeth for money. Well, brushing my teeth with, ketchup for money. You know, honestly, it shows I have personality. If for nothing else, You know, they can claim me as like a that joke won't fly well on Twitch. Never mind. Shows your commitment and your personality. Exactly. Exactly. Jeez, yeah. College is... I would love to go to college to say I went, but I know I have no purpose there. So I won't go, but it's a great idea. Would you take all your items in the server and jump into a pit of lava for 20 gifted? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't lose my tools and my armor. I'd lose my wings. I wouldn't scam you either, because, like, technically jumping in a pit of lava doesn't mean I have to die in the pit of lava, but I know what you mean. The glass alone is a pain, but I think I have enough sand to replace it. For 20? Yeah, I probably would. I have learned a valuable lesson today. People will do anything you ask for money. Oh, absolutely. $20 can buy you 2 Big Macs. Exactly. Like, that's a lot of money. And for me right now, dude, like, that helps a lot. Like what Gus just did, man, with the 15 subs, for brushing my teeth with ketchup, like, dude, I'm okay. I will be able to pay my bills this month. Not purely because of that, but that plus the ad revenue plus other subs that have been received throughout the month. Who's on the server? This is currently just me. Only me. But, it's Twitch SMP, so there's a lot of other members on the server as well. Probably none that you would necessarily have heard of. There used to be a lot of big names on here, but it's mostly mellowed out since then. But it's owned by JustDash. You may have seen her on YouTube. She's returned back to YouTube grinding a little bit lately, so she's a pretty cool person. How many combined? How many total members? That's a good question. I can tell you. Let me go see the Discord. Go to announcements. So 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 35 is 41, plus 50, so like 92 technically. How many combined subs? Oh geez. I don't know, to be honest with you. Most of us don't do YouTube, so a lot of them are just on Twitch. So most of them don't even have any subs, or if they do, it's just a couple, maybe 100 or 200. I am one of the larger YouTubers, at least on the server, just due to the fact that I do make YouTube content, but I don't make it for Twitch SMP necessarily. How many? Okay, including followers. In that case, I don't know. Swiftu, how many would you say probably? Most of us have about 1,000 followers, I think. Some of us have a little bit more. Like if you, with Kit, she would have, like, what, 13,000 followers right now? So she would be one of our larger members, probably. We have a couple with 10,000, I think. So it's probably a couple 100,000 followers across all platforms and all of us as a group. Crazy, yeah. It's a pretty large bunch. Now, most of us aren't super active. Most of us are stuck in the school grind. I never went to college, though, so I don't have to worry about that. I can just stream. You see how many total followers are in a Twitch team? Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, in that case, Swiftu is saying that we have 600,000 Twitch followers across all of us. So it could be at least... Yeah, it could be up to 1 million if we include our Twitch or YouTube subscribers as well. Just combining all those people in. Now, I don't know that to be 100% fact. I don't crunch the numbers on that, but yeah, there's a lot of us. Why not go to college? It's not really useful for what I'm doing in life. You know, right now, for example, like right now I'm just into content, so there's no degree that will help me necessarily there, except maybe like a marketing or business degree, but all the skills that you ultimately need for content are predominantly self-taught, so going to school for that is a waste of time and money. And then I'm also into game development, which again is another thing that you really should just self-teach yourself if you can, because you're gonna have a better understanding of all of that than if you try to go through a structured system like a college. There's nothing wrong with college for certain degrees, but for all the things that I'm interested in life ultimately that are that would be considered like primary income jobs, it just doesn't make sense for me to go to college. The only degree that would help me would be something in the tech field, but I despise the way they do that, because I could just go get a certification from like CompTIA or even some of the specialty brands like Google or Amazon, getting certified with them, and I can go get a tech job just as easily than instead of getting a piece of paper from a university that says that I passed their exams, when, you know, like I said, certifications are really key in the tech field. You could get a degree to do a job for stable income. I mean, I want a job for stable income, don't get me wrong. And sure, a degree for that would be great, because right now trying to apply to anything without a degree hasn't even worked. Like, I've applied to Walmart, Starbucks. I've stopped short of McDonald's, because I always told myself I would never stoop down to working at a McDonald's. But sometimes desperate times come in, you know? That all said, you know, I've applied to all sorts of places. The places that you would typically expect somebody to be, you know, having as a holdover type of job. Just so I could at least invest a little bit. Because that's where you really make money, is actually your investments, not so much your actual job. The job just gets the initial funds for those investments. But I've not had like any luck. Everything's come back with me getting ghosted by these companies, sadly. So I'm still trying, but ultimately at the end of the day, I gotta do whatever is working right now. And so YouTube works pretty okay, and Twitch works great. And then, like I said, I'm working on a game as well. Okay. King, I need to go do something. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you very much, Gus. I appreciate it. Thanks for popping in and all the support. Appreciate you, dude, so much. I'll catch you another time, though. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Gus. What drop/update is the server on right now? I believe it is on 21.4. Yes. We're on the Garden Awakens. It started back in February, and we just haven't updated it since, for whatever reason. Would have loved to have some of the updates, but, we're gearing up for the end of the server, or the end of this season anyway, in December. So it's sounding like we're just gonna intend to wrap things up in an update after that. So it is what it is, but I would have loved to have the Copper Age stuff in this server for sure. I would have been so happy with that. Those copper bars, dude, man, they would look so good in our build. I'm back. Had to do mod stuff. No worries, Nafan. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully the mod stuff wasn't too bad. What's your game about? Oh boy, I'll answer that after I read your next chat, because that will be a little bit of a rant. Understandable. Often servers with seasons wait to update because plugins become issues with needing to be updated. Absolutely. I used to run a server for my viewers to play on with me, and I still intend to because I know I'll actually go back because I didn't read that earlier. Swiftu said how many subs to release King SMP Season 4? A lot. I'd have to do the number crunching, but basically the only thing stopping us from running the next season of that server is I'm actually gonna buy hardware for like an actual in-game or in-house server rack, essentially. It's actually just gonna be a PC, but for vast majority of people that are just gonna need to know it's a server, so that we can actually have proper events and such. To run like 100-player events, it's hard to do that on a Shockbyte server, for example. That all said, I used to run servers, so I definitely get the plugin updating thing. It's annoying waiting on all those. Alright, anyway, I get being passionate about your projects. Like, I've been working on writing it for a series, and I'm passionate, so talk nonstop about it for an hour. I bet. I was working on a series for a little bit as well. I need to get back on it whenever I have a little bit more time, but that one has to take a back seat until I'm done with some of my other projects. But that's awesome, dude. That is great. Yeah, it's good to be passionate about things, definitely. So yeah, my game. I'm still working on a lot of the initial stuff just to get it ready, but there's gonna be a bunch of devlogs about it so that I can share it with you guys a little bit more. But it is a open world space exploration simulator. I was 8 years old when I first came up with this, but the technology did not exist at the time to actually properly make this game. And I've had so many ideas since then, so it's only grown. But I say we, it's me. There used to be a team, and then I booted everyone off the team because I felt bad because I wasn't getting work done and they were doing a lot of work, and I was like, yeah, you guys, you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but at the end of the day, this is a me issue, and if I don't work on it, then it's not gonna ever get done. And my habits are pretty bad where it comes to, like, if somebody's working on something with me, I tend to let them just do all the work, and I don't like doing that, so I kicked everybody off the team. Decided to do it myself. I'm just not a good leader in that regard, so I didn't want them to waste their time. Anyway, all that said, right now it's going to be a heavily immersive experience. To call it just a game is almost deceptive, I would say, because it takes every aspect of you as a person and it imports it into the game. So your character creator, you can make yourself in the game. I've got a really interesting idea for a character creator that's more in depth than any other place that I've seen anyway. It's gonna have VR support so that you can really immerse yourself, but the big thing is you're gonna be able to talk to NPCs using a microphone. And then I'm going to have a custom-built and sourced large language model running into the NPCs. And so each NPC will be able to talk back to you. So you can actually have a conversation, build up friendships, and have a nemesis within the game. And, it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. The reason why I have to go that route is because spaghetti code would be a nightmare to code every single possible response. I know a lot of people kind of get icked out about AI in games, which is fair, but I feel like in this case it's being used in the right way. But who am I to decide what's the right way, I guess, that is ultimately the question, I suppose. But yeah, that's like the big one. I'm really passionate about it. I'm still working on a lot of the early stuff, so there's not anything cool to show off. But there is some information coming in the nearish future. Let's see. My writing takes a backseat between school, 3 college levels plus 3 clubs, and a leadership position. Jeez, dude. Yeah, you're booked. You are booked out. GG's. Love space. Space is great. When in 2020 I came up with the game idea back when I lived on the platform Roblox. Sell the PFP because I don't have art of my character, and it became a headache. Stuff I wanted to do it. That's fair. That's awesome, though. Back in 2020. 2020 was a good time, man. 2020 was a good time. Better not end up in some weird ratio like some games. Some games are like 4-3, no idea why. Yeah, no, don't worry. Don't worry. My hope is that the game will look and run well. It'll feel good to play. I'm trying to give AAA studios a run for their money, in all honesty. Because I feel like AAA studios aren't innovating very much. I don't think I've talked about this yet with you guys, but EA got bought like recently. But they're like one of the primary reasons why I've been pushing to make this game. is because EA has, like, so much money, and yet they make the same game every time. They don't, like, do anything new in each Battlefield installment. They don't do anything new in each Madden football installment, you know? So I decided that I was going to make a whole bunch of new technology for my game and put it right in there. You know, whatever I have to do to push the game industry forward. That's what I'm all about. Emmy, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. You were gifted a sub while you were out. I brushed my teeth with ketchup for that. So I hope it's worth it. I hope it is worth it. Hello, Mr. Silly. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. AI is already used for moving characters most times, including Minecraft. Oh, absolutely. AI is just a bunch of algorithms, honestly. But I guess it's the way people perceive AI now as being bad, and I guess it's all about the ethics behind it for a lot of people. Where does it get its information from? What is it doing with your information? How energy efficient is it? There's a lot of gripes about it from a lot of different people. So as long as it's optimized, I don't see an issue with it for a game's purpose, especially in the sense of immersion. Like, we're talking about building a proper... we're talking about, like, building a proper simulation. I mean, like, it's not just some, you know, fantasy world necessarily. I mean, it is, but it's an experience is the other thing. Like, I was looking into even some of the newer technologies that we're seeing with VR, and they have haptic feedback vests. It's like when you get shot in a game, the vest responds and vibrates to correspond to damage being received. And so I'm like, okay, we should see if I can add support to that. You know, I gotta get a developer kit for all of that kind of stuff at some point in time, which I will. But it's a big thing for me to just try to get all this together, because it's like, I want to do it right, and I want to do it justice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to make this as good as I can for anyone who's willing to buy the game and anyone who's willing to give me a shot, you know? What do subs even do on Twitch compared to following to users? So subs on Twitch are like memberships on YouTube. So it's a paid tier, essentially. So you get some free emotes, you get ad-free viewing on the platform, things like that. I used to play on the server. You did? With Fury and Corrupt. You know what? I know those. I know those names. It took me a second. Yes. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. How are you? I just like AI, art, and music. Anything that takes away things humans have thrived and takes skill, it takes their work and makes it worse. That's where I draw the line. That's fair. I definitely get that. Yeah, I mean, I don't like AI art, and I will not be using it in the game. I do agree there. Music as well, I'm not too fond of. There are some small use cases where I can see it being okay, but that's ultimately, it's not fully produced by AI. It's like, for example, for an independent artist, mixing their tracks, I wouldn't have an issue with AI being involved there. Ultimately, the human is still going to be better at it because they're going to be able to fine-tune it to be exactly what they want, but an AI can at least get it in ballpark range so that it can be done by a professional much quicker. And I am for that, but I'm not for somebody just saying, make me a song about, make me a country song about Minecraft piglins going on a date. You know, that's oddly specific, and I promise it's not something I've ever prompted an AI for, but I'm not for that. I don't mind it being used, though, for being a part of the creative process. Also, you said something earlier, and I needed to read that. One club of the clubs I'm in, I literally helped found. Spent the first month of school just hunting for a sponsor. That is awesome, dude. That is insane, but that is really awesome. AAA studios have a ton of money, so graphics are hard to rival for artists. That's true. That is true. I need to sleep. So many creators nowadays have AI-generated profile pictures, games with AI covers, etc. I dislike AI videos, as what would take hours takes one prompt. Yeah. I totally get that. It takes the soul out of it for me. There's a lot of music I hear that I can tell is made with AI, and I'm just personally not a fan. I'm not gonna like hunt you down and crucify you over it, but I'm not apt to support necessarily. And I won't even go around telling other people to not support you, but me personally, it takes away from, I look at it and it seems lazy to me. I don't know. That's all. And maybe it's not so much laziness, but that's how it comes off. You weren't willing to pay somebody else to do it. You weren't willing to do it yourself. So you told a robot to do it for you. It's a hard sell for me. It's a hard sell. I used AI music things once, like 2 years ago, to test them, and it sucked. I believe it. There was an AI that used to be able to take the instruments of vocals and separate them, which was kind of nice for practicing to make to do vocals or to do instrumentation. I used that a couple of times where I would isolate the vocals out and I would just play my guitar over it and try to make it sound good, which was fun. But it was a little difficult. I found it more difficult than trying to just do it myself, like singing it and playing at the same time. Because at that you can just change your own timing. You can sing in different octaves, but you have to play by the artist's rules in the case of isolating their vocals. I will use tools like that occasionally. I don't do it as much anymore because I've just learned how to sing. So, like, I just gotta make sure that I don't mess up my timing at all. Oop. I am finally working on my Dwarven City. Hey, let's go, MEW. That's awesome. That's awesome. AI also creates copyright issues. If you generate a prompt to make a song that sounds like Taylor Swift, eventually it'll make one that she wrote, that she would one day make. If you copyright it, then her song is dead. That's a very good point, yes. Yeah, yeah, at some point in time, eventually, you know, AI is pattern recognition on steroids. So, you know, you're absolutely correct. It would eventually figure it out and predict it, essentially. And I mean, there's been movies made about people who like go back in time and steal songs from other people. And it changes the world in certain ways. Like, there was one a couple years ago about a guy who woke up and he was like in the 60s or something, and he stole the movie, all the songs from the Beatles or something like that. The movie Yesterday is one like that. It was good. Is that the one I'm thinking of? I need to check that one out. But I remember seeing advertisements for it once, and I was like, oh, that seems really interesting. Yeah, that's precisely the, yes-ish. Sweet. I will pull that up so I watch it at some point. I'm probably gonna watch Clouds tonight, because it's free on YouTube with ads, and Clouds is a really good movie. Yesterday. There we go. Alright. Thank you for that, Emmy. Clouds? Yes. It's called Clouds. It was by Disney. I don't think Disney owns the rights to it anymore, or they just don't host it anywhere. But it is free on YouTube right now. But it's about a boy. It's a real story. About a boy who had cancer, and he wanted to be a musician, so he wrote some songs, and that's what the whole movie's about. It's a really good movie. It's a tearjerker, so you know, if you're prone to crying, bring some tissues. But it's a good one. It's a really good movie. That's fine for me. It's a fair use. I also play guitar, so I get it. At least with those, you're just modifying it to play a song. Yeah, and I'm not posting that anywhere either, so it's not like I'm claiming credit for it or anything like that. Boop, boop. We are going way later than what I meant to, but that's fine. We may just try to finish this. I don't know. We've probably got halfway there, right? Placements. Materialist. Yeah, just about. We're about halfway through the glass. We're 46.7% done. Not too shabby. Oh. Invisible glass. The butterfly effect exists. You step on a piece of grass in the Jurassic Age, and suddenly Napoleon wins the Napoleonic Wars. Or humans don't exist. Yeah, it's interesting to see that stuff, because you can even trace that back in your own life. Like, I've done that plenty of times where I've went, okay, what would have happened had I not met this one person? And like, you go through all those scenarios and you're like, holy cow, my life would have been so different. I would have been like probably 10 times more lonely, because I wouldn't have had insert friend here, insert friend there. It's very interesting seeing that kind of stuff. I've traced it back on streams. One of my friends raided me, and we ended up becoming really good friends, and I met all of her friends, and now I know her friends' friends as well, and I've went and met some of them in real life, you know. It's really cool to be able to say that, but if it weren't for that one moment, the chances of us ever meeting each other is like next to zero. So, you know, you go even small things like that, you know, what would that have an effect on humanity in 10, 20, 30, 50 years? Well, who knows? Okay. Oh, yes. It happened when's the 12-hour stream? It's going to happen sometime this month, hopefully. Unfortunately, a lot of my weekends are booked up. I was gonna do it this weekend, but I have a fundraiser I need to do. So, I won't be able to do it this weekend. And I was gonna do it next weekend, but then I remembered I was already booked for something next weekend. So, I'm currently planning to do it, either on Columbus Day, because some people will be out of school and work, or I delay it until a weekend that does work, which may be this month, it may be next month. Oh. We are name tagged. I need to set that up so it actually pops up the name tag on YouTube as well. I'll add that to the to-do list. You kill your grandfather, then you didn't exist to kill your grandfather, thus he doesn't exist. A paradox, grandfather paradox. That is one of the greatest things of all time, is paradoxes. So I always find them so interesting. It's very interesting to see how people tackle that in movies. Some people just say paradoxes can't exist. You have the Avengers method, where it creates a new reality in and of itself. I do kind of like that approach, but it's now being done everywhere, you know. But, you know, Back to the Future's whole thing, I love Back to the Future. Great movie. Or great two movies, really. You know, that's another great time travel there. Did you go upside down? I went upside down. I've been name tagged Grum. That's what it says right now. It's a 50-50. It either does Grum or Dinnerbone, which in Minecraft make you go upside down. But there will be more name tagged Easter eggs in the future. I'm not gonna promise any, but there will be some. There will be some. Up, 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 up. I'm forever changed because of meeting you, King. Probably not for the better, but you know, it's appreciated. I am changed for meeting you, especially Hangout. I actually see a picture of you on my phone every once in a while. It's a golden memory of mine. But it pops up every once in a while, like, oh man, that's solid. Oh boy. It was one of your most memeable moments of all time, in my opinion. I love that. Is that the new redeem? Yes, it is. That's what it does. I'm currently out of work for a while. I don't know when I'll be able to go back, so I'm free whenever. 12 hour. Hey, let's go. I know I can at least count on Emmy to be here. I'm sorry that you're out of work, though. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing. So, hopefully everything's okay. I know it can be a little bit stressful in some cases for that kind of stuff, but I missed the ketchup toothbrush. Thanks, Swifty, for clipping it. Yeah. Context for everybody, I got gifted 15 subs today to brush my teeth with ketchup. I don't regret it, honestly. Like, my teeth hurt a little bit because of it, but I got 15 gifted subs, so I'll take it. Boom. Gonna go. Good luck. Thank you very much, Band Gamer. It was good talking to you. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. We'll catch you again in another time, maybe. You stop plot holes easier than fixing it everywhere. That's fair. That is fair. For health stuff, so good because not stressing body, but bad because no pay, but the Lord is good and will provide. Absolutely. That is, it doesn't make it easy, but you are absolutely correct. Just doing mod stuff took a bit of time. That's completely fair enough, fan. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I appreciate you for being here when you can, though. I think we'll finish up one shulker, so this one. We'll finish up whatever's left in here, and then we'll probably start wrapping things up. Yo, 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 is this Whip? I am not Whip. Whip is cool, though. I watch him sometimes. I used to watch him back in his survival world. And he was building this huge mountain range, and then he also had like a sewer system in his city. I don't know if he ever finished those things. I'm assuming he probably did because that was several years ago. But Flip was awesome. Really cool dude. He is partially the reason why I build mountains. Fun fact. Yep, I watched him and Good Times with Scar a lot, and they got me into that side of the building scheme where it's like mountains, trees, and these little details that nobody would look at necessarily, but infinitely enhance your build. You can also thank Wells Knight for that one. His build style is very unique in the sense of the little details. I don't know if he's still active or not. I know for a while there he was struggling, so I don't know if he still is active on YouTube or Twitch, but he's a cool dude. I watch his wife on Twitch sometimes. She's pretty cool too. I blame Alfie for my mountains. Alfie is amazing at mountain building, dude. I want to learn from Alfie. Like, I may have to, like, pay him or something to sit there and teach me all the things he knows about building. Because I want to reach his level. You know, I build big things occasionally, but they don't look nearly as cool as what Alfie builds. And I know I could just teach myself a little bit by watching what he does, but where's the fun in that when I could just bug him to teach me? You know, I am a mod for him. He could at least pay me back a little bit, right? Now, I could probably send him a picture of something and say, how do I fix this? And he would probably be willing to send me a piece of advice, I'm sure. As long as it's at a convenient time. You building on hand? That's painful. Yeah, we dug out this entire hole by hand. It's really hard to see because it's dark outside, but you can kind of see that ring there. I dug all this by hand, and now I'm building all the glass by hand. And then, I'm trying to think. Yeah, we'll be doing a big build inside of it as well. We'll be starting that this month, I guess. Step away for a few minutes. What did you say about that photo? Oh, it's like, if I were to make memes of you, that would be probably one of my favorite photos to make a meme of, personally. Although you have a couple of photos that I have on my phone still that are meme material. So, like, you know, take that for what you will. You're just a funny guy, naturally. Uh-oh. Wow. I don't, he did play Season 10 Hermitcraft. I don't know if he made videos though. Okay, I gotcha. I'm glad that he's still hanging around the community, at least. He was a big inspiration when it came to finding my video style. You probably wouldn't necessarily hear it, but I feel like I talk a little bit like him too. And I don't know if that just came out of having watched him so much. He was one of my favorite people to watch growing up. A lot of my ideas originate somewhere from him in some regard. So, you know, he's really big inspiration there. Although a lot of the hermits are that way for me. I used to watch so much Hermitcraft. I mean, I watched probably half of them at one point. I probably could have been Hermitcraft recap, in all honesty. Have you seen my mountain? I think I've seen it. Maybe, possibly. I think so. But I don't know so. If it was on the King's Court server, there's a very good chance. I just probably didn't realize it was yours. Because I had a very, very brief tour of the server when I got my mod powers, and now I've been neglecting my responsibilities and I haven't logged back on. I need to get back on there. Funny or funny looking? That's a good question. And I'll let you use your imagination on that one. Watch a few of his music stuff with shanties and things. Oh, okay. I didn't know he started doing those. That's awesome. Depends on when you got the mod power, but it has been around for a bit now, so probably. I upped my mod powers on... When did Elf message me? September 25th. I got my mod powers on September 25th on the Minecraft server. I had it everywhere else. I just never logged on the server for whatever reason. I got auto-modded? Uh-oh. Hang on. Why is that? Hang on, why is that considered bullying? Okay, I guess I can see why that would be considered bullying. That's kind of crazy, though. Fair enough, though, Nathan. Fair enough. I get it. I would have to do it, too. Okay. There we go. It blocked that, but not the Jules message. The Jules message was bad. That was so bad. I still can't believe it let that one out. Like, it's so bad that I don't even know if I'm allowed to repeat it. Like, it would probably get me in trouble for repeating it. Even though I'm just quoting what the message allowed. Like, it was... Whoo. Yeah. It is by Pink Space. Okay, I definitely saw it then, because I was at Pink Space, at the end of the tour. Elfie dropped me off there, and I was like, okay, sweet. I've got some plans, possibly, with that, with some spots in that area, because, I don't know, I think Pink needs a new neighbor. That's all I'm saying. How much more do we got? Okay. Definitely gonna wrap up after we run out of this shulker. I'm getting hit by that tired wave. I also really want to eat this brownie, but I feel bad. I don't want to eat in front of you guys. Because I don't know. I feel weird about that. That's all. It's weird to do that. I don't know. Is it weird? Maybe it's not weird. It feels a little disrespectful, I guess, for me to eat, like, anything on camera. Because, like, what if you guys are hungry, and then, like, you go to look for food, and then there's nothing to eat, or nothing that's quite as good as a brownie? Like, that would be sad. I don't know. I wouldn't care if somebody else did it, but if I did it, it would feel wrong. Is that wrong? 2 minutes did you spit or swallow? What a way to word the question, the fan. I swallow. It was ketchup. Like, of course I would, yeah. Don't make the joke. Don't make the joke. There's no kids present in this chat, are there? Just asking for a friend. Okay, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. The fan, you just worded that really badly is all I'm gonna say. Good, Reg. There's a lot of restraint here, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. What if I told you I had this pulled up on my TV to watch with my kids? You know, you have a lot of faith in me. You have a lot of faith in me. Cause I don't know if I would let my kids watch this. And you know, I don't have kids, so that's saying something. That's saying something. Oof. Okay. King is rethinking his life choices right now. I'm just really trying not to say anything bad. I can do this. I can do this. I made brownie cookies with butterscotch chips. Dude, that sounds so good, Spicy. It's good to see you, by the way. Hello, hello. There are like 4 peeps already. Wait, what? There are like 4 peeps already, but you are totally able to be a new neighbor. Let's go. I'm sorry, I dyslexia'd really badly for a second. I've watched you with my 7-year-old cousin. Oof. That was one of my, like, really family-friendly streams, right? Right? I'm not ever not family-friendly. I'm just... Like, I'm... Yeah. Anyway. Oh, good. I too dyslexia. That's fair. Dyslexia is fun. It's great. Great experience. Oh, not respectfully. It took you so long to respond to me. I thought I was banned. Oh, no. Are they all not family friendly? I'm always family friendly. It's just sometimes I say things that are a little too friendly for families. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to choose to phrase that. I never swear. Ever. Even off camera, okay? The same person you see in front of you right now is the same person you'd get if you met me in real life. I may be a little more inappropriate in real life at times, but I try to be a little respectful. Just a little bit more. It's like a counterweight, you know? Okay, where's this? There. I'm a little disoriented. Got to add, it was while you were sleeping. Oh boy. Make streams funny when dyslexia. So I recommend that in a theoretical scenario where this might happen, you never raid me, like, ever, because I'm not PG. I tried not to limit my options to only PG streamers. Part of the risk with a raid is just not knowing what you get. But I do occasionally make sure I handpick, just depending on the night I'm feeling. Predominantly, though, it is going to be a family-friendly streamer. That's just the way it ends up being, because that's who a lot of my friends are. At least the really active streamer friends are. Some of them aren't. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it, Panda. Thank you. And thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Did you get a chance to hear those albums, dude? I'm so sorry. I am, like, really good. I'm really, really, really good at doing the things. All the things. Nafan, thank you so much for the subscribe. I appreciate it, dude. 3 months in a row. Wow. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. I should put a disclaimer every time I get rated in case I get rated by a PG streamer, low-key. It's not a bad idea. I thought about setting up one that whenever I get a raid, it posts the rules in chat really quickly. Just because I do know most places on Twitch aren't family-friendly. I don't expect people to follow my rules when they first show up, but it's helpful to see that pop up occasionally. Along with that, kind of a short little blurb about who I am, because I get distracted and I forget to say, hello everybody, my name is King. I'm a family-friendly Minecraft content streamer who currently plays on the Twitch SMP server, but is trying to find a way out because it's like his third marriage and he's still unhappy because he knows what he really wants, but he never actually pursues it. That's like my relationship with Twitch SMP. How's everybody doing today? That was supposed to be saved for the therapy session, I think. Yeah, it actually kind of is my third marriage in a sense. Hold on. So my first marriage was Tiny SMP, okay? That server shut down. It got pulled out from underneath my feet, like when I first started streaming. They just never said anything. The owners didn't. And they felt bad about it afterwards, but I tried to join and I ended up in the super flat world while they were streaming something else. I was like, oh. They're like, yeah, we reset the world. We didn't tell you, my bad. I was like, cool. Second time, same group. We did a thing called Cluttercraft. It didn't last very long. It lasted 2 whole seasons, about a year in time. And then that shut down because of inactivity. And I didn't play in another SMP after that for content creators until Twitch SMP. Which, I mean, it's usually more active than this. It's just today is not the best of days, I suppose. But it is just me today as well. I'm not saying it's my third marriage, but it's my third marriage, and I'm still an unhappy middle-aged man. Ooh. Okay. That's... I get women that talk to me spicy. I do too. Women love me. Okay? For all the women in chat right now, you don't have to confirm or deny that. You can just, like, silently disagree with me. Or you could publicly agree with me. That's okay, too. Just don't publicly disagree. Please. Not all women, but I would say... Not any woman, actually? Okay. The temptation to make some jokes. I'm not gonna, though, because... I shouldn't. It would be very bad if I did. Taking our vote, how dare it? Wouldn't it be the first time in history? You know... In a monarchy, nobody needs a vote, you know? That's... I'm on that line again, aren't I? You know, it's been a while since I've been offensive, guys. I used to be really bad. Like, you think I've been bad, recently? Ooh. I gave Jay Schlatt a run for his money for a while there. I could have probably been spitting the same rhymes that Eminem was spitting, dude. You know, I could... I didn't really care what other people thought about me, which is a dangerous place to be. It was a dangerous place to be. Uprising, I say uprising. I think it was just a menace is what I'm getting at here. Yeah, a little bit of a menace, but, you know, who wasn't, okay? Like who wasn't? Who wasn't a menace at one point in time? I just grew out of it at a certain point. Partially because I realized that some people were taking me a little too seriously. Do you ever respond to something without processing it in your head? Yeah, what was Coral responding to when you said not any woman, actually? Oh, I said, that women... What did I say? I think I said women love me, right? That's what I said. That sounds like something I would have said. Women love me, yeah. Thank you, Coral. Women do love me. I promise. I love women. Women are great. Women are great, guys. And if you don't think women are great, then you're not great, okay? So, you better think women are great. So yeah, your response was correct, yeah. Don't ask Alfie, but I have never been a menace. Oh yeah. Don't worry, I totally believe you. I totally believe you. I love women, especially Agnes. Oh, we know. We know. You know, Nathan, I've been practicing my drawing lately. You know, I showed you guys a little earlier. I could draw you some fan art, you know? It could be pretty good. Up, 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 up. I love women. I love women. Women love me. That is just the truth, you know? We have a mutual understanding of each other. I act all cute and adorable, and, you know, everybody can't help but love me. And they just pretend that I don't exist so that I feel like I'm getting away with it. I got to go, but just wanted to stop by and say hi for a few. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Hang out. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your night and day. Have a good rest of your night and have a good day tomorrow. I'll catch you another time. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. X'd out. Women do not love you. They totally love me. They totally love me, guys. I promise. I promise. So anyway, you know, we're almost done with placing glass. So, we're almost done for with the stream tonight. How's everybody doing? We doing good? We chilling? We having fun? Oh. I'm on the same wave. What does that mean? Okay. As a woman, I can shed doubt. You know, fair enough. You have the right to shed doubt. I can't take that right from you. That might be constitutional rights. I bang head into wall because why do I build so big? You know, that's so relatable. I always think these big projects are cool, and then I actually start to do them, and oh man. Is that rough to do? Like, why did I choose to build a big sphere? This is huge. This is too big. Up. 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 Okay. I'm so confused. You know, Coral, you are interesting. That might be the highest compliment I can give you at this very moment. You are interesting. Alright, why me with cool ideas? Darn you, Pinterest. Pinterest is where it's at. I actually have never used Pinterest to help me with build ideas, but I really should, because I can only imagine it would get even more crazy. If you understand, you're just in denial. Okay. We are currently 53% away from completing this build, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible. We're really, really close. As you can see, that's less than 53%. What in the world is it on about? I don't know. It still says 51.4% until completion, but I have less than half there. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we're almost done with the sphere. That's the point. I don't know what's going on here, but there's something going on right there and right there. Anyway, we may still do some digging depending on how much time I feel like spending on that, but that's a whole other problem. The next project after the sphere, which will probably be done by Tuesday. We'll probably finish this up Tuesday if I stream then. We'll be working on the walls, trying to get those all looking pretty, so that we can get the buildings put in and all that. It's gonna be a good time. Appreciate y'all for being here. We will go ahead and find somebody to raid, though. So, in the meantime, just please sit tight. Reg, does your mouth still taste like ketchup, or did it go away quickly? The taste went away quickly, but the acid within the ketchup is, like, doing numbers on my teeth. It feels like I drank soda, but without, like, all the good taste. Like, I like the taste of ketchup. It's just, it should not be brushed right onto your teeth like that. Which I knew it was gonna do. It was 15 subs. It was worth it, okay? And I got an additional sub on top of that. Like, Gus is great. Gus is good all the time. All the time, Gus is good. Is that heresy for me to say? I feel like it might be heresy, but that's okay. All right. Also, you said something. I didn't get to see what you said when you resubbed. I'm sorry, Nafan. My bad. Considering my sub ran out today and you done the catch-up challenge, here's another sub. Thank you so much, Nafan. I appreciate ya. How many subs for mustard? I hate mustard. I might throw up if I do mustard. I don't know. I hate mustard. I'll think about it. I ended up here at some point in time. Where do we want to go? Let's see. We could go there. Yeah, we could go there. I'm allergic to most mustards. That's fair. That's totally fair. I don't think I'm allergic to anything, as far as I know. It only takes once to find that out, though, so I guess I should try everything, am I right? We're gonna go say hi to Pi Pi. Pi Pi is on Skyblock Kingdoms, currently Fish Gaming Wednesdaying right now. She's a good time. She is not family friendly, however, she's mostly family friendly sometimes. She doesn't swear off. I'll say that much. She's chill. You guys will like her. Hop in the raid, get some free champ points, meet a cool streamer along the way. YouTube, this is where our journey ends. I will see you guys again on Friday. So tomorrow, maybe, possibly. We'll see. I'm not going to promise anything because I may just cancel. I don't know. We'll find out. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.